Hi, welcome to Universal Interiors. I'm Les Ingelstead, and today we get Eunice Fegley back with us.
Hello!
Uni has been requested to come back and start talking her talk. And today, we get her. There's so many things that Uni and I, once we get together, is a non-stop chat. But one of the things just recently with her and I, she had just come from a very sad day, and I just asked her today perhaps to just chat a little bit about it, because you know what, life is so full of surprises, and sometimes they just plain don't make sense. And anyways, I'm just going to ask Uni to chat about this a little bit.
Well, just got back from a funeral not that long ago of just a young 21-year-old girl was in a car crash on her way back to school, died instantly. And so, first of all, it was a little bit of a shake-up because we have not had, my kids haven't had somebody their age that has passed, so it was just like really dimensional for us with the kids going through that, and then with John and I going through, like, what as a parent, what do you do, what do you, there's really nothing to say or console with. So yeah, so that was a whole other show on its own. But so we went to the funeral, and even though it was beautiful to hear about her life, I guess that's kind of the part that we wanted to talk about, right? Just the beauty of. So the grandfather had done the message, and during the message he was talking about, his anger rose up in him, and he was like, he said, I'm a minister and I'm here to tell you I was mad, I was angry, I was like, God, how and why? Right. Why would you do this? And he said he would wake up in the morning wake up in the middle of the night just sobbing. And he finally came to this place where he said, the Lord just stopped him and said, why are you asking why in death? He said, why don't you ask why in life? And it was so enlightening to me. And so he said, so that's my message. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing?
And that would be like any age, right?
That message is big enough to throw and give a challenge out to our viewers.
Yep, exactly.
Instead of asking why, because there has been so much of this stuff going around, it seems like.
There has been, and in our area, there's just, you could start going down, and it just makes your heart so sad. And like you said, what is the answer? You know what? We are pounding our fists mad, and we sometimes just don't get any kind of word at all, any kind of peace for so ever long, and a lot of you are still searching for that peace. And of course, Uni and I will stand first and foremost and say God alone can give you peace. But having a question, given that to all the people that he spoke at that day. Yep. Wow, Yep. Why? Earth. Why this time? Yep.
And so a couple weeks later now, I personally am going through some doctoring and some stuff, and so that has led me to think, okay, why? Why? First of all, you get selfish with the question, why me? Why would I have to go through this stuff? But a cool story, what happened to me just this morning, my sister had this dream, and she was like, I think that you need to go talk to this person and this person. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do it. So we go and we have this beautiful prayer meeting, and just like they're speaking life into me, and it's just this beautiful, on this side of the Jordan River, you face some pretty crazy things, and there's people here, there's people,
no one's exempt, no one,
right? And you may be asking yourself, you might be going through this same process, but I think a good encouragement and a good reminder and a really great challenge is to just be very open. And sometimes the Lord brings us through hard times because that's the only time we'll stop.
Yep.
And hone in on Him and say,
Yeah.
I need you right now. And He's a good God. He does only good to us.
Yeah, and that's the mystery, because God alone is mystery. He tells us that in His words. His ways are mysterious. They just don't make sense to us. And something like she was sharing, to hear that and to be at a funeral, I know my life started to change around when I lost, about her daughter's age, a friend of mine, just out of high school, and she was just gone. Car accident, made no sense, the only girl in the family, and you start scratching your head, and in that weeping, breaking inside of me, I didn't have my friendship with God going. I was asking a lot of questions. I saw a lot of people live out this faith stuff, but until my really feet were taken out from underneath me, I started just going, why am I even here? What is this time on earth? What is it about? And that, I feel so thankful. I have had a number of things that have kind of stopped and rocked my world along the way since then, but that first encounter of just such a tragedy, like Uni was saying, with her girls and her family, and her husband and her have to try to explain, if it's possible, explain why a young lady's taken off from this earth so quickly. But in that is where faith comes in, and that peace floods us, and we can never maybe quite get the answer, what we'd like, a clean-cut answer to why death happens so quickly, so suddenly, so untimely. But other than that, to just draw us close and to say, why are we here anyway? Oh yeah, we're here to serve, we're here to love, we're here to bring glory to our God. And you know what? He knows until the very day we're needed on this earth. Not that it's an easy way for us to digest that one. You know, why that young lady, or why my friend at 19 was taken, I don't know if I'll ever get that quite settled, but I sure can see all that came out of it. All that came out of it. Like Uni said, completely, God is a good God. And if y'all don't have that yet, if you don't quite understand that, that's my challenge. That's Uni's challenge too. There is somebody running your life. It's you against the universe, joining hands. You know what? That's a little vague for me. How about joining hands with the creator of the universe, the creator of each one of us? And like the grandfather says, you know, why? Why here on earth? Let's keep asking that question.
It was also really neat at that same funeral. They were going to just have a moment together with her remains. I don't know how else to say that. And he said, well, we're having our time together here. He said, I want every one of you to hug your neighbor. And he said, even if you don't know, just the people around you, hug. And he said, not only give love to somebody, but please receive the love too. Do that for us. And that was it was just such a beautiful, it's hard to understand, but so many beautiful things come from it.
I know. Again, the mysterious ways of God and how He wants to just draw them near. He wants to just draw us near, and tough stuff sometimes. I just so appreciate Uni being with us today, and I'm looking forward to maybe sneaking another one of these visits in. You go make it a great, thankful day.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
See you later.